Stories of courage and daring come to life in the dramatic documentary Whispers of Angels, a story of the Underground Railroad, featuring Edward Asner and Blair Underwood.
Sunday at Peru and Venezuela.
Real Orange is next on KOCE.
Coming up, we'll tell you about a tax credit program that could put some money back in your pocket.
Down the road, this car will be fueled by a power plant instead of gas stations.
Orange County culture is on parade in the streets of Santa Ana.
And the Costa Mesa Freeway is finally on a roll.
Oh, yeah. That's coming up next on Real Orange.
Real Orange on KOCE is produced in association with the Los Angeles Times, Orange County edition. The Los Angeles Times brings you in-depth daily coverage of news and events in Orange County, combined with award-winning reporting, analysis, and commentary from across the nation and around the world. For the latest in business, sports, politics, or what to do this weekend, it's in the Orange County edition of the Los Angeles Times. And by Edison International.
At Edison International, we believe children deserve a future full of opportunities. That's why we create grants that give at-risk kids a chance to shine and fund thousands of scholarships. Edison, generating a brighter future for California's children.
And by KOCE members like you.
Try to get a good game here. This election.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Ed Arnold.
And I'm Ann Police. Joining us in studio this evening, 100-plus guests from members of the Latino community to other prominent folks here in Orange County. They've joined us this evening to help us celebrate the premiere of American Family that will premiere tomorrow, Tuesday night, 10 o'clock, right here on KOCE. We welcome all our guests this evening.
We have one of the stars going to be with us in a few minutes. Coming up on this edition of Real Orange, we are highlighting Orange County's Hispanic heritage and culture as we look ahead to Tuesday night's premiere of American Family here on KOCE.
And as Ed said, we'll be talking with one of the stars of American Family, along with some prominent Hispanic leaders in our community.
And that star happens to be a hoot, too. Now let's take a look at what's making news in Orange County. In our headlines, a Santa Ana program could mean money in your pocket from the IRS. Newport Beach generates interest in alternative power generation. The Black History Parade becomes a multicultural affair.
Well, you're going to want to know this. You might be missing some free cash from the federal government.
Oh, really? Community leaders and Internal Revenue Service officials say thousands of folks in Orange County who are eligible for a special tax credit aren't taking it. Lance Orozco has a story.
Denny Wilson, his wife, and 5 kids recently moved out of an apartment and into this Anaheim home. There's more room for everyone, especially the kids. It happened because someone told Wilson about this federal tax form, which allowed him to get thousands of dollars in unexpected money through the Earned Income Tax Credit program.
It was like 2 months worth of salary all wrapped into one nice check.
That had to be a pretty good family.
Oh yeah, absolutely. we were completely excited about it.
The problem is, while some people know about the tax credit program, many others don't.
The Earned Income Tax Credit is a lump sum payment that families below the poverty line in the country, basically between $8,900 a year to around $14,000 a year, can apply for and get in a lump sum up to $3,500 just by filing their taxes, even if they don't owe any taxes.
Experts say thousands of people here in Orange County are missing out. Many of them are workers who are technically below the poverty line, and they're the ones who need the money the most.
You have so many Americans that work full-time but yet live in poverty, and this is one of those unique programs that seeks to lift them up over the poverty line.
Today, the city of Santa Ana and the Internal Revenue Service held the first in a series of community workshops intended to spread the word about the Earned Income Tax Credit program.
There are several $1,000s that some low-income families are missing out on by not knowing about the Earned Income Tax Credit, and we want to make sure that they can take advantage of it.
For the Wilson family of Anaheim, the program has made a huge difference.
I had no idea it even existed. And to be honest with you, I'm really glad that somebody stepped in to look out for those that are eligible.
Orange County community leaders are hoping to take the mystery out of the forms and get more applicants and more money to the people who need it most. In Santa Ana, Lance Orozco, Real Orange.
Okay, Lance, thank you for that. Now, a lot of energy is being focused on energy in Orange County this week. Some of the world's leading experts on alternative power generation are meeting here to compare notes on the latest in energy efficiency. This next generation electric car is one of the stars of the 4-day conference in Newport Beach. It's made by Toyota and is intended for use by short-distance commuters. Researchers at the conference are looking at ways new technology can be used to replace high pollution-causing power sources.
It's to look at the challenges of generating electricity to meet the economy of California's future, while at the same time addressing the environmental challenges to the environmental quality of California, and looking at ways in which that conflict is going to be addressed.
UC Irvine's Advanced Power and Energy Program is coordinating the conference. Organizers say with a number of new developments on the clean energy front, the conference is important to researchers so that they can share their findings.
Now let's look ahead to some of the stories we'll see in Tuesday's Los Angeles Times Orange County edition. A Mission Viejo man who went to jail for hacking into NASA computers is in trouble again. A man who sat in an Orange County jail for 4 years on drug smuggling charges will finally have his day in court. And an off-duty police officer accidentally shoots off more than his mouth during a prenuptial counseling session. Those are just a few of the stories we'll see in Tuesday's Los Angeles Times Orange County edition.
We're lucky this evening celebrating the Latino community here in Orange County. Joining us tonight, we've got Vietnam veteran and Silver Star recipient Ramon Rodriguez on our set. Welcome, Ramon. We're really happy to have you here.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Talk a little bit about your experience in the Vietnam War, post-Vietnam War. You have received how many awards for that?
Well, during the Vietnam War, almost 3-year period, I received 3 Silver Stars, 5 Purple Hearts, 3 Bronze Stars with V, and 3 Army Commendation Medals with V.
What does the V mean for those who?
For valor.
For valor. That's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Do you look at your service there in the Vietnam War and say, wow, it was an amazing thing that I got to serve my country?
Well, I was a professional soldier at that time, and I was more than happy to serve my time in Vietnam.
Why did you enlist in the Army in the first place?
Well, thank you, and I'm glad you brought that up. I was going to bring it up myself. I went in through the court system at 17. I was not a troubled teenager, but I was in trouble, and I went in through the court system. My last time up in front of a judge, I was told either go in the Army if I passed the test or go to boys camp. Took the test, joined the Army.
So you were involved in gangs and all kinds of trouble. The Army straightened out your life, basically.
It most certainly did.
What do you have to say to kids now who are going down that same path?
I honestly, and I'm a very prejudiced person when it comes to this subject, I think everyone should go in the military. I don't care who your father is. I don't care what your background is. I think the military, it's a place for all young people to go. It teaches you things that you'll never learn about yourself in the civilian world. It'll teach you leadership. It'll teach you how to work with people from different backgrounds. And most of all, it'll give you an eye of the world in a position where you can go out and do things a lot better than you would by not being in the military.
Ramon, 5 Purple Hearts, 3 Silver Stars, 3 Bronze Stars. As someone that was in the Marine Corps, I've never seen a more decorated individual since Audie Murphy. And in your particular case, what prompted you to such heroic action?
Well, I was a very dedicated soldier. I was there basically to ensure that the people that were with me came back. And also, I felt very close to the Vietnamese. I worked really close with the Vietnamese. I was an instructor at the MacV Recondo School on teaching reconnaissance. And I felt very dedicated just to be there and do my job.
There's been a push for a Medal of Honor for you. Can you comment briefly on that?
Well, as a person that was submitted for the Medal of Honor, I'm not supposed to know anything about it. You know, they do tell me every once in a while what the progress is. It's up for review, and they're looking at it right now as we speak.
Okay. Emotionally, though, that's got to be, it's, the best that you can achieve.
Yeah, it's important. It's important for the people that were with me and for the time that I was in Vietnam.
I hope the politicians will wisely make up their minds. You're not supposed to comment. I can comment.
Right.
As someone that has read about some of your heroic action, and we thank you for your bravery and
thank you.
Going so far beyond, because you do qualify.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Pleasure
Ramon.
talking to you.
All right, thank you.
These days, traffic's moving so well on the Costa Mesa Freeway that you could, I don't believe it, but you could actually get a ticket for speeding.
Oh, you could. I believe that. It's true, and all because of the recently completed 55 freeway widening project. Pat Haslam joins us with the story.
Indeed you could, Ed and Ann. Here you go. The project took a lot longer than expected. In fact, some local politicians wondered if it would ever end. But in the end, the project that wouldn't die finally did.
Efforts to improve congestion and overall traffic safety on the 55 freeway got serious back in 1998. That's when Caltrans and the OCTA began the 55 widening project. Not only has a new lane been added in each direction between the 91 and the 22 freeways, but new on and off ramps were built at Lincoln, Catella, and Chapman Avenues.
At the 2255 interchange, we replaced one of the connectors, realigned two of the other connectors, so it made it a better, easier transition there, and added a ramp, a slip ramp for the Chapman off-ramp, for 55 north to Chapman off-ramp, which helped tremendously to relieve the congestion at that point.
The project pretty much finished on schedule, but there was a time when politicians, motorists, and just about everybody was screaming that no work was getting done.
The project went through a phase where we had to restage some work on Catella, and that required redesign, and that took a little while to get the redesign done. And that was at the request of City of Orange and the business community.
The 55 freeway opened up in the mid-1960s, but now in the year 2002, over 210,000 cars travel the 55 between the 22 and the 91 freeway every day. And as Orange County grows, you can expect that number to jump dramatically.
All the construction that required closure of ramps for any period of time have been completed, so the ramps are now fully open at all the interchanges. The main line 55 has been striped to full width, and so they won't have to hassle with any construction activities.
Now remember, there is still plenty of construction happening on the 55 freeway, but luckily it's all in Santa Ana and Costa Mesa, near the 405-55 interchange. Ed and Ann, that's the story.
Okay, Pat, what is the cost and where does the money come from?
All right, it cost about $118 million for this segment between the 22 and the 91 to add the new lane and the ramps and all that rigmarole. The money basically came from Caltrans, the OCTA, of course, and several $1 million from Santa Ana and the City of Orange.
Good. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Pat. Business News on Real Orange is compiled in association with the Los Angeles Times Orange County edition. Accounting worries beyond the Enron bankruptcy worried Wall Street traders today. The Dow tumbled 220 points. The Nasdaq Composite slipped nearly 3%, and the Standard & Poor's fell by 27.
Among the 120 largest publicly traded companies in Orange County, here are Monday's big winners. Irvine-based medical device company Interpor International rose 33 cents a share in light trading. On the downside, another Irvine-based medical device company did not fare so well. Stock in Endocare fell $2.10 with nearly 700,000 shares trading hands.
In Orange County business news, by all accounts, Disney's California Adventure saw a very disappointing first year. Attendance never came close to projections, even after the park offered discounts and made a series of changes to take some of the edginess out of the Disneyland alternative. The park now has plans to add more attractions for small kids and is hoping for a friendlier economic climate ahead. The wonderful world of Disney is not without challenges, however, with what industry officials call the sophomore slump that almost always follows the hype and curiosity of a theme park's inaugural year.
And we continue speaking with some of our favorite Latino friends from the Orange County community. Joining us now is Jess Araujo. He is, among other things, an attorney. You are also counsel to the Salvadorian Mexican consulates. The list goes on and on and on. And you are also the legal advisor to Nosotros?
That's correct.
I'm sitting in a room with people who speak Spanish, and I know they're just out there going, listen to that accent, that's terrible.
Doing a great job.
Thank you. Talk a little bit about what Nosotros is.
You want it in English?
Sure, if you would.
Either way.
Nosotros is a non-profit organization founded in 1970 by Ricardo Montalvan and some of his colleagues to promote the interests of Latinos in the entertainment industry before and behind the camera.
And how much work does that actually involve? They keep you busy?
Yes, very busy. Well, we just obtained the Doolittle Theater for Nosotros from UCLA. It will be soon renamed in Ricardo Montalvan Theater. Oh. That project alone has tons of hours. So, yeah, they keep you real busy.
How do you feel Hispanics are represented in Hollywood? Good, fair, bad?
Bad. Yeah, unfortunately, there's not enough Latinos being utilized for their talents, not enough Latino themes. not enough people behind the camera. Basically, it's been kind of a tough sell for many, many years.
What kind of cooperation are you getting from Screen Actors Guild and AFTRA?
Screen Actors Guild and AFTRA are cooperating